From Freeman Field on the campus of Connecticut College, welcome to the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Championship. This is the Northeast Sports Network, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to New London. A sunny New London. No lightning in the forecast, if you were watching yesterday. Steve Vecchione with Kevin Lorea producing. What a day of soccer yesterday in the first round from Connecticut College. It started with the Camels playing Salem State. Nobody was able to score. So it went to a shootout, and Connecticut College won in a dramatic 3-2 shootout over Salem State. They used a substitute goalkeeper, Peter Sylvester, the first year from Bermuda. He came in, made 3 saves, and it was the Camels emerging with the hard-fought victory over Salem State. But that was almost like the appetizer yesterday for what happened after that. You had the next game, which was St. Joseph's of Maine versus NYU. And that game was 2-0 St. Joseph's. NYU scored to make it 2-1. They were in the second half. It got to around the 73-minute mark, and before that, the skies were looking ominous. I mean, like really ominous. Kevin Lorea, I want to give him a shout-out right now. Our producer yesterday was in the middle of all of this. I was over at the Williams-Amherst game. I had my own issues with rain driving home, but that's a separate issue. So, anyway, 2-1, the skies darkening, and then they got word here that there was lightning in the area within about a 10-mile radius, and when that happens, you got to stop the game. Now it was getting late in the day. Here at Freeman Field, they don't have lights. It's a grass field. So they had to literally stop the game and move the game to the field hockey field here at Connecticut College. So the game restarted a few hours later. Now that's a turf field, not grass. So it was a change of surface, and they resumed. St. Joseph's was ahead 2-1, and NYU in the 89th minute, after applying massive pressure on St. Joseph's, scored the tying goal with the outstanding senior Ali Kleben getting his 8th goal of the season. That tied the game at 2, so after they waited 3 hours, they resumed the game. NYU tied the game late. So it went to overtime, and in the overtime, the winning goal was scored by a very good goal scorer, Arkan Tasseldaroglu, known as Glue, and he may be known as Glue from me the rest of the game with Tasseldaroglu, but he's from Turkey, and he was the one who scored the game winner in overtime with 39 seconds left in the first overtime. An incredible game, and the head coach of NYU was exuberant after the game, and in my conversation with her this morning, the head coach of the Violets, Kim Wyant, in her 7th season, she is currently only the only female head coach of an NCAA men's soccer team. She started in 2015. She is 54, 45, and 11 in her time at NYU, and she has now reached the NCAA tournament as head coach with the Violets for her 2nd time. They were in the tournament in 2018 as an at-large pick. They're out of the University Athletic Association, the UAA, which does not have a conference tournament. But she's had very good success here with the Violets, and her reaction after yesterday's game and this morning was incredible. We'll tell you some of her quotes, but first our national anthem before this second round game at Connecticut College. Our national anthem from Connecticut College. I'm Steve Vecchione with Kevin Lurea producing. It'll be the host school, Connecticut College, hosting NYU. NYU coming off the game yesterday, the incredible victory over St. Joseph's of Maine, where they had to restart the game on another field. An overtime victory. Kim Wyant, the coach of NYU, calling it the most epic game I've ever been involved in. I'm so proud of the team, just an indescribable victory is how she put it. She also told me this morning she will never forget that game as an epic classic. She added that her players will remember this game for a lifetime, 20, 30 years down the road. She said, I've never been involved in anything like that. Not only did they have to restart the game, but they had to come back and tie the game late, and then they won the game in overtime after the weather issue here in New London and around the Northeast, for that matter, late yesterday afternoon. But a huge victory for the NYU Violets. And now they go up against Reuben Burke's Connecticut College Camels. Reuben Burke, 2 full seasons, 27-8-4, his record. They were in the NCAA's last year, Connecticut College, as an at-large pick. And they're in this year as an at-large pick, but last year they were able to get to the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament, defeating Catholic, defeating Johns Hopkins, both by 1 goal. Augie Giorgi, the player of the year this year in the NESCAC, had the game winner against Johns Hopkins on an assist from Steve Jonas. They beat Swarthmore on a Jonas overtime goal, and then lost to Tufts 3-1. This was the NCAA's last year for the Camels. They are in their 5th NCAA. 1995, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021. Losing in the championship game this year to Tufts in the NESCAC, but winning the regular season, the Camels. So another very good season for Connecticut College soccer. This is going to be a fascinating matchup between these two schools. NYU scores 2.76 goals per game, and Connecticut College only allows 0.68 goals per game, 4th in the NESCAC, but it's a matchup of an offense that puts up shots and gets goals versus a strong defensive team. The Camels have struggled to score goals in recent games. And we have a stoppage here before we start the game here. They are checking something out, but we're about to momentarily get going here. But after defeating Tufts, the defending national champ for 2019 in the regular season, the Camels lost in the title game here to Tufts 2-0. Camels are going left to right, and we are underway. This is a really interesting matchup between NYU with a record of 11-5-1, a at-large pick out of the UAA, the University Athletic Association, a lot of great schools in that conference. And they have the number 3 team in America in that conference, Washington U, a team that NYU did beat this year later in the season. The goalkeepers in this game, Sam Maidenberg for the Camels, 17 games, 16 starts, 0.66 goals against average, 847 save percentage. And getting his 2nd straight start for the Violets, Nick Vafiaitis. The regular goalkeeper for the Violets, Luca Mancuso, did not play yesterday because he had too many yellow cards. And we see Vafiaitis with the goal kick. He's a senior. 3 games, 2 starts. He had experience from the 2019 season where he was 4-2-1. And Coach Wine felt like he played a solid game yesterday. Camels have it here with Scafone centering it, knocked back by the Violets. Camels' possession in the NYU end were just underway. And if it's anything like yesterday for the Camels, this may be one of those games that goals are hard to come by. That's maybe what they're hoping for with NYU and an offense that puts up shots. 17.9 shots per game. They have an excellent shots percentage, 154, which is number 1 in the UAA. The Camels' shot percentage is low, 100. And scoring goals has been a concern. They try to spring Scafone upfield, tracking it down as Doyle. He centers it. Far side Jonas, the left footer. Shot goes wide from the box. Good pressure, Camels early. Involved there was MT Schuma, the senior. But for the Camels, Coach Burke felt like once they get to the 18, they've been struggling to convert. They've been doing a good job getting chances, but not finishing. So again, shots percentage low. They were shut out by Tufts in the NESCAC championship game. They did not score against Salem State yesterday. But we'll see how today plays out. The goals against average for NYU is 1.58 as a team. No score. We're 3 minutes into the first half here. We started out, it was sunny, and now it's cloudy, but no lightning, nowhere near. And not expected whatsoever. It's we're going to get this game in. It gets dark around 4:45, but we started at 1:30, so even if it goes to a shootout, we should have plenty of time to get this score in. The winner of this game will play Pacific Lutheran and Redlands. That's later today in the NCAA bracket. But right now, the focus on Freeman Field and the Camels hosting NYU. Vafiaitis, the goal tender here today, his second straight start for NYU. The regular goalkeeper, Luca Mancuso, with an 0.76 goals against average, but not playing. He had a yellow card situation yesterday, and not in the lineup today. And again, Coach Wyatt felt like he was as solid as could be, is how she put it. Played as a lot as a first year. He's confident, according to the head coach. Camels send it upfield. Scafone in the box. He's open. The shot. Wide. Wide open look, and he could not find the corner. Early chance for Matt Scafone, who has a goal and 3 assists this year. He was in space. The NYU defense broke down there. But Scafone just missed giving Connecticut College an early lead in the game. We're about 5 minutes in. I'm Steve Vecchione. Great to be at Connecticut College this afternoon for this NCAA second round game. This is the Connecticut College half of the field. Chasing it is Saeed for NYU. He works to his right, crosses in front, and almost an own goal. Or it was... Maidenberg stopping that after the play by Cerezo on defense. And I think we've been saying Vafiaitis, Vafiaitis I should say, that's Maidenberg on the left side. So you got Maidenberg on the left side, and on the right side you got Nick Vafiaitis, who comes up with it here, the senior goalkeeper. 234 minutes. And that was dangerous for Connecticut College. That was off of the defender Cerezo and making the play Maidenberg, Sam Maidenberg. And again, this is the Connecticut College half of the field. Back is Kalesaglu, named to the second team of the NESCAC this year. Connecticut College advancing it with Kalesaglu, sending it up ahead, chasing it down, Schuma, but out for it was Vafiaitis. So throw in NYU. And they bring it up the field, knocked back by the Camels. They try to spring an attacker. After it is Archon. Now it's sent into the box. NYU keeping it in with Suter. Camels send it back. Heading it forward is Meeks of NYU. It'll be Meeks throwing it in. Lewis Meeks, the senior defender. Second team in the UAA in 2019. Some very good teams in the UAA. Now back for the Camels. Doyle sends it to Maidenberg. Pressure by NYU. NYU did an enormous job pressuring St. Joseph's of Maine late in the game when they moved to the field hockey field yesterday. Maidenberg comes out for it, chasing it, not able to get to it. Oliver Kleben, who had the tying goal very late for NYU. So the Camels survey. Kalesaglu looks upfield. Early chance a couple minutes ago by Matt Scafone. He just was wide on his shot. Now the Camels inching forward. They were able to get it into the NYU end with Girjai. He sends that towards the goal, and the easy save for Vafiaitis from Englewood, New Jersey. Deep goal kick, way upfield. Kleben chasing, Maidenberg gets to it. Big leg. Now Connecticut College countering. That was stopped by the defender, Pablo Vargas. Now the Violets' shot goes wide. A deep strike taken. Tassel Daroglu, who has 12 goals, 4 assists, the sophomore from Turkey, had the winning goal last night at 99-21, a crushing loss for St. Joseph's of Maine, an outstanding program. They had the lead 2-0, and they led until late in the game after they switched fields. And again, it was a different field. It went from grass to synthetic turf. And NYU is a fast team. That's Jonas. 3 goals, 2 assists. He had 6 goals, 6 assists in 2019, 3 game-winning goals. Maidenberg, assuming the starting role this year for Ruben Burke. Girjai comes up for it. Always got to be mindful of him. Jonas centers. Try to get it to Shuma. NYU up the touchline. Take away Camels. They move it towards the box. Aggressively after it, Duran. And that's a foul called against Doyle of the Camels. Connecticut College 14-4-1 overall, 8-2 in the NESCAC. They were number 1 in the regular season. They were 6-2-1 here at Freeman Field. Again, this is their 5th NCAA appearance. Made the quarterfinals last year. Hoping to advance this year. Once again, towards the quarterfinals and maybe beyond. They have that kind of team. Very successful under Coach Burke, ranked 6th in the country. NYU getting votes in the top 25 poll, the last poll. NYU struggled down the stretch of the regular season this year. They were 2-4. They had a 6-game winning streak within the season, but they had the big victory against Washington University in St. Louis on October the 15th, a 2-1 win. That was a huge victory. Tassel Daroglu scored and Cleveland scored in that game. Washington of Missouri, number 3 in the country. And they were 13-2 overall after play yesterday. They won their NCAA game. Both of these schools have conferences which have done well getting into the tournament. Now we see a whistle here. It's going to be throw-in Camels. '16 for the Camels is Lorenzo Bacchetti. And although he does not have a point in his entire career as a Camel, he was part of the shootout yesterday and scored. Senior captain. Given the role of one of the shooters in the shootout, and he converted. And the winning conversion was by Jack Marvel. Jack Marvel, a sophomore, with 1 assist this year, no goals. He converted the ultimate winning goal. Shuma towards the box. He gets it back. Left of the box, and he shoots it high. M.T. Shuma. 2 goals this year. 8 goals in his Connecticut College career. So he has point scoring potential. Here's Vafiaitis. We saw that deep leg earlier that went all the way up the field. That one towards the other side of the center circle. Chasing it is Jonas, the left footer. Throw in Camels. We've played 14 minutes of the first half. Second round of the NCAAs here at Connecticut College. After the memorable day of soccer yesterday, the Camels winning in a shootout, NYU winning in overtime in a game that was stretched out over 2 fields because of a lightning weather delay, ended in the middle of the evening after starting. What time did that game start, Kevin? That second game. Early in the afternoon, we'll just say. Camels. Giorgi sends it to the far side. They have it in the NYU end of the field. They look to make the cross. Good move. Centered. Here's Giorgi. To his left. Giorgi. Working with Jonas. Now it comes out. That's Doyle. Intercepted. NYU. Lewis Meeks. Good defender. From Ann Arbor, Michigan. We told you he was second team UAA in 2019. Maidenberg comes out. Pressure applied by Tassel Daroglu. Camels, though, were able to get it to Shuma upfield. They work towards the box. Scafone after it. Sent out by Saeed. Headed forward, Kalesoglu. Tracking it down, Ovarosa Iya. And the ball goes over the goal line before Tassel Daroglu could get to it. Arkan Tassel Daroglu, 12 goals, 4 assists from Istanbul. Camels possession, Cerezo. Up ahead for Scafone. Duran knocked to the field in a collision with Nicholas Suter. Nicholas Suter had the tying goal yesterday. I think earlier I had mentioned Cleveland did. It was actually it was Nicholas Suter scoring the tying goal yesterday in that memorable game. Scoring at the 88-46 mark. And then it was Tahsil Darglu who had the game winner in overtime. Earlier, it was Cleveland scoring on a penalty kick. Now the Camels with Scafone centering it. That's a takeaway. Horvath Diana, who has a goal this year, that came against Bates. But they have some good goal scorers, NYU. Cleveland, 8 goals, 2 assists. Tahsil Darglu, 12 goals, 4 assists. Suter, who scored yesterday, 3 goals, 2 assists. Roverosa, yeah, we talked about him. He has 8 assists, leading the UAA. But talking about Nicholas Suter's goal, he said, by far the top moment ever in any sports I've ever played in. Right before the lightning delay, I had a chance to tie the game, and the goalkeeper made a save on me. I kept replaying that in my mind for the entire 3 hours and visualizing getting another chance. When we resumed, I knew that one of us had to score in order to stay alive, and he was able to do so. I mentioned that they had dinner during that break, NYU. Maybe the first time a team has ever had dinner in the middle of a soccer game. Now here's Scafone chasing it, and a good takeaway by Vargas up the touchline. Meeks. That's Duran crossing it. Jonas is over there battling, and good play by Ben Trask of NYU to get in front of that. Jonas from the left side with the ability to score from the left side, a left footer. First corner of the match. And for the Camels, this will be Rai Duran. 5 goals, 4 assists in the corner. Watch for Kalesoglu, Girjai. Boschetti is in there. Boschetti, in it comes. Now up top, Scafone sends it to the top of the box. Shot! What a save! A tremendous save! I believe that was Cerezo who took that, and what a play by Vafiaitis. Getting a hand on it on that huge strike. Game remains scoreless. That was a laser. Camels regained possession. After the first corner of the game, they had a chance. Camels have it on the far side. Kalesoglu. So the biggest save of the game thus far. Earlier the Camels had a chance with Scafone. It was not a save. He just missed the far post inside on a wide open look after getting in space. So the Camels have had 2 huge chances in the game, but the game remains scoreless. The Camels defense has been good against NYU thus far. The biggest chance that NYU had was on a near own goal by the Camels when it was Cerezo who knocked it back towards Maidenberg, who saw the play. But other than that, NYU has not really put on a lot of pressure thus far. And again, they scored 2.76 goals per game. The Camels winning in a shootout against Salem State yesterday, not able to score in regulation or in 2 overtimes. This is the Camels' end of the field, and NYU is going to throw it in, and looking to get a head start here is Meeks. And he throws it towards the box. Loose on the right side. Maidenberg says, I'm taking control. And he scrambled after that with Oliver Kleben and his 8 goals lurking on the right side of the box. Still no score. Now the Violets send it towards Maidenberg. Far side, it's Horvath Diano. Sends it ahead towards Shuma, but it's intercepted. Kalesoglu. And again, recognized as a first year for his defense this year. Here come the Camels. Girjai tried to get in space, but the Camels were ready. Now they counter. Countering against Tufts was a big problem for the Camels in the NESCAC championship game. I asked Coach Burke what was the difference between the regular season win over Tufts and the NESCAC championship game, and he said, we were not able to stop the Tufts counter in the championship game. We were able to do so in the regular season game. In the regular season game, the Camels beat Tufts 2-0. Duran had 2 goals, but in the NESCAC championship game, it was Tufts coming away with a 2-0 win. A goal in each half. Now NYU in front, in the box. That was Nathan Bennett on the left side. He's a good goal scorer. 7 goals and an assist. But this will be Camels' possession. The other factor this year for the Camels, Girjai, injured in the Trinity game, missed action and resumed action in the Tufts game. Played yesterday, and he's out there today. But Girjai winning the Player of the Year award in the NESCAC, missing games this year, showing how respected, according to Coach Burke, he is by NESCAC coaches and how well he plays. He's a clutch performer on top of that. A lot of huge goals for the Camels. 3 game-winning goals in 2019, Augie Girjai. 14 goals, 7 assists in his career. NESCAC Player of the Year. Jonas was named to the first team of the NESCAC this year. Camels will throw it in here. We're in the first half. They're in the NYU half of the field. Bruce Doyle gets a head start. Sends it to the top of the box. Now Doyle tracks it down. He'll look towards the box. Now send it across. NYU intercept. The Violets out of New York City. Outstanding school. Takeaway, Camels. That's Horvath Diano, goes to the field. Involved with Roverosa Ila. That was an aggressive play. And free kick for the Camels. NYU gave up a goal on a free kick yesterday. It was shorter than this one. Alessandro Horvath Diano is there, but it's taken and sent towards the box. Loose in front. Cleared. Now quickly the Camels throw it in. Crayus chasing after for the Camels. It goes down the hill, out of bounds. On the far side, Horvath Diano will throw it in. Towards the box, Girjai, double teamed. Kalesoglu up for it, advancing it. No one in the box for the Camels. They try to spring Bennett, but it's knocked back. Camels possession. Beautiful takeaway. That was a good play by Meeks, who has looked good defensively for NYU. Camels possession. Chasing after it is Duran. Takeaway, Violets. Trask sends it ahead. That goes out. Camels throw in. Well, the Camels have not been involved in a goal in a game of regulation and 2 overtimes yesterday, and we're now into the 17:30 mark of the first half. They have not been involved in a goal either way so far in the NCAAs. They won in a shootout yesterday. Now NYU trying to apply some pressure. They've not really tested Maidenberg in the game. Jonas sends it ahead. Scafone had one of the 2 great chances for the Camels in this game. Countering are the Violets with Bennett. And back is Duran. Bennett into the corner. Works the opposite direction, centers, but that goes right to Jonas. And up the field, it's the Camels trying to counter, but knocked back. Vargas sent it upfield. Girjai keeps it in. Up the sideline. Will that stay in? It does for Scafone. Girjai in the middle. Scafone moves to his left, centers it. Now there's Jonas. Jonas sent it left of the goal. I don't know if he was trying to make a pass there or a shot, but it was a good strike, but it was too far wide. Goal kick for Nick Vafiaitis, who has not been the regular goalkeeper during the season. It has been Luca Mancuso, but he had a yellow card situation, unavailable yesterday, and not playing today. And we saw Vafiaitis with an incredible save with the Camels looking to take the lead off a corner earlier in this half. This will be a free kick opportunity for NYU. You got Kleben in the middle of the box. Also keep an eye on Evan Lewis. Rafael Pinero-Ren. Here it comes. It goes through. Camels possession. So both teams now have had long free kick opportunities but unable to convert. Sam Maidenberg. 847 save percentage. 7 shutouts. Sports editor at the school of the newspaper. 0.66 goals against average. This will be Doyle throwing it in. Cerezo. Maidenberg will come up for it. Kleben after it for NYU. That's a takeaway by Lewis. Works the right side. Back for the Camels, Bacchetti. That goes over the goal line. Camels possession. 14-15 left first half. No score. Camels upfield. Girjai. Now, nice little slip pass. Duran sends it ahead to Doyle. Doyle crosses it. Knocked back. Girjai up for it. Chases after it. Sent out by the Violets, Pinero-Ren. On the far side, Horvathiano will throw it in. Both teams at-large picks into the NCAA field. Both teams winning yesterday. Into the box, headed back out. That was Suter. Doyle works to his left. Sends it to the far side. Jonas. Far corner. This is the NYU half of the field. The Camels have done a very good job defensively in this game. NYU really has not been able to get its offense going. They scored 3 goals yesterday against a very good defensive team with a tradition of defense. St. Joseph's of Maine. Crushing loss for that school after leading a good chunk of that game yesterday. But a very good season. And Salem State played Connecticut College toe-to-toe and forcing the shootout. One thing the Camels did really well yesterday was deny the Salem State offense. Kendi Prince of Salem State came into the game with 20 goals, did not have a shot in the game yesterday. This is another free kick for the Violets. That's Lewis Meeks. Deep towards Maidenberg, makes the play. Fans lined up all around here at Freeman Field. It's a comfortable day. It's a little chilly, but typical for weather this time of year, and just a nice day to take in a great game. Up the right side, Doyle keeps it in. And he was pushing and shoving with Meeks, and Meeks will get the throw in. Camels with pressure. So here we go with the Violets able to get it towards the center of the field. That was knocked back by Bocchetti. Now on the run, Creus into the box, slips it forward, shot, short side shot. Durand stopped by Vafiaitis. Violets up the field. Kolesoglu unable to keep possession. NYU working is Bennett. Again, Nathan Bennett, the first year from Wilton, Connecticut, has 7 goals and an assist. Kim Wyant in her 7th season as head coach of NYU. Again, the only female head coach of an NCAA men's soccer team. In the box, hitting the ground was Durand. Where was he, and was he fouled there? Big question. Let's see what the ruling is here. I don't believe he was in the box, just outside of it. But where they are, they have a great chance to score here. The wall set up by NYU. Shot goes high. That was Durand. So that time, kind of the same length of goal that they gave up yesterday, but that shot was high by Connecticut College. This will be NYU possession. Lewis sends it deep. Here comes Maidenberg, and after it was Nathan Bennett. The Camels' defense has been rock solid thus far today. And Maidenberg, very aggressive. He's a commanding presence in goal. Takes charge. Connecticut College involved in another low-scoring, tight game. This is what they do. They're not going to wow you with their offense, but they are technically a very sound team under Coach Burke. Here comes the counter up the field by NYU. That's Dukovic for Connecticut College. We have 7:50 left first half, no score. 5 NCAA trips in the Camels' history. 1995, 2017, 18, 19, and now this year. The Violets, 5 as well. And they were in the Final Four in 2006. Camels have it in the box. Shot, but a whistle. Coach Burke, I was pausing so that I could hear him. He was conversing with Augie Girjai and had some instructions for him. Camels possession in the NYU half of the field. Girjai's in the middle if they can find him. Ball gets knocked over the goal line. That'll set up a corner for the Camels. It'll be their second. They almost scored off a corner in an earlier portion of this half. 6.5 to go first half, no score. NCAA second round, Camels with the corner try. The set piece. Now they sent it towards the middle, but NYU read that. That's a great takeaway by Creus. Shooting! That goes wide. Jake Creus, 4 goals, 2 assists for the year. Had the lone goal of the game in the victory against Williams on October the 3rd. Also had the only goal of the game in the NESCAC semifinals against Colby. So he's had big goals. Violets trying to get their offense on track. It's been the Camels with the better chances in this first half. And again, you don't know how tired the Violets may be after their long day yesterday. And they had dinner in between with the long layoff, I should say. Centering pass. Camels intercept. Kalesaglu. That was kind of an unforced error. It'll be NYU throw-in. I asked Coach Wyan, what were you serving at dinner last night? She said, I was serving confidence. She said, we went back to our hotel, had dinner, gave them the game plan, and returned laser focused. But when pressed, she said they had chicken, pasta, salad. She also said it had been a prearranged meal at 5 o'clock. They thought they were going to have a post-game dinner, win or lose. And it turned out to be a mid-game dinner. Incredible victory for NYU last night. Now the Camels advance towards the box. And once again, Creus involved. But it comes back to the center circle. Kalesaglu working with Mendo. Now Marvel, who had the winning shot in the shootout. Jack Marvel, number 18, is in the game. I asked Coach Burke about using players who don't normally score in the shootout. He just felt like they had the he had the confidence they could do it. And in one case, he had the captain out there, in the case of Bacchetti. But it was Marvel with the decider. Now on the right side, Mendo. And once again, we see Lewis Meeks for NYU. Camels, though, come away with possession. Kalesoglu comes to the near side for Mendo. Marvel centers it. Jonas. Creus lost control. Bennett challenged by Kalesoglu. He was a little too aggressive. This will be free kick for NYU with 2.5 to go in the first half. The best chances in this game have been for the Camels. A strike from the top of the box, a great save by Vafiaitis. And you also had the play by Scafone in space, had a wide open left post, but just shot it wide. Here comes the free kick, NYU towards the box. In the Camels' half, it goes over the goal line. Maybe, no, he keeps it in. Now it's knocked out. Mendo involved for the Camels, and it went off of Evan Lewis of NYU. We're getting late in the first half with under 2 to go. Now we have a player down. Kalesoglu, they're going to look him over, but he gets back up. They're about to restart. .149 on the clock. I think we had a yellow there. That's why we had some bookkeeping to do. Called against NYU. .28 yellows this year for NYU coming into the game. 22 for the Camels. Up the field, Bennett. Bumps Kalesoglu, but Bennett, with a big challenge, almost came away with that. Aggressive now, Connor Reynolds for NYU. Camels, though, able to move it upfield with 1:15 to go in the half. They try to get the pass to Mendo on the near side, but it was intercepted. This is Cleveland. Takeaway by Creus. Jonas. 50 seconds left first half. Jonas sent to the ground. Challenged by Connor Reynolds. Camels get possession, but they turn it away to the, turn it over, I should say, to Comas Sanchez. Now up the field. One of these teams looking for a back-breaking kind of goal on the other team late in the half. Only 25 seconds left. That was a push by Meeks, knocking Marvel to the ground.
10, 9,
a big 10. I'll let you hear the
7,
countdown.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, with 1 second to go, we had a player go down for Connecticut College, Dukovic. No one was able to score in that first half. So once again, the Camels involved in a scoreless match in the NCAAs. I'm Steve Vecchione with Kevin Larea. It was the Camels with the better chances in the first half, but neither team scoring. We'll be back in a little while to set the scene for the second half. I'm Steve Vecchione. We'll see you soon from New London on NSN. Okay, welcome back to New London. I'm Steve Vecchione with Kevin Larrea producing No Score, NYU and Connecticut College. A look at the stats, and we talked about it. NYU, a team that puts up 18 shots per game, and a team that against St. Joseph's of Maine had 27 shots yesterday, only 2 shots in the first half. 10 for the Camels. The Camels had 2 big chances in the first half. One was on a run by Matt Scafone from the right side. He had a wide open left corner near the post, and he just shot it wide. And then off a corner at the top of the box, a big strike by Marco Cerezo and a brilliant save by Nick Vafiaitis of NYU. The Camels outshot NYU 10-2 in that first half, but the Camels have not been involved in a goal for either team now for yesterday's game against Salem State. They won in a shootout, and for the first half today, again, a scoreless first half for the Camels. So NYU will be going left to right, Maidenberg on the right, the goalkeeper, Vafiaitis on the left, the goalkeeper for the Violets. We're underway with the sun making an appearance now as we complete the halftime music. They had some great music at halftime here. But NYU, 5 appearances in the NCAAs. They were in the NCAA Final Four in 2006 under Joe Bean, the head coach. They went to the NCAAs in 2007, lost to Hamilton in the first round at NESCAC school. Currently, NESCAC school. Camels sent it upfield. But in 2006, they lost to Messiah in the semis of the Final Four. That was Messiah's 3rd straight championship season, and they are the all-time leader in national championships with 11. In 2010, NYU lost to Brockport in overtime, 3-2 in the NCAAs. But under Coach Wyant in 2018, they beat Haverford in PKs, lost to Montclair State in PKs. So they have history in the NCAAs, and the second appearance for Coach Wyant, leading this team, her 7th season. Kalesaglu, take away Camels. So NYU, we'll see what adjustments they may make to get more shots. They only took 2 shots in that first half. And again, we don't know how tired they are after the long day they had yesterday. They pushed the start time of this game to 1:30. It was supposed to be 1 o'clock, but still, you have to figure to some degree they're a little tired. That's a great slide tackle executed by Horvath Diano. And the Camels send it up to Shuma. Take away by Suter. Now to the center of the field, Reynolds for NYU. No score, we're in the second half. I'm Steve Vecchione with Kevin Larrea, doing incredible duty this weekend. He was here for the 2 games yesterday plus, the 2 games plus we'll call it, the 3-hour interlude in between. He was the one who provided the shot for you so that you could watch the end of that game yesterday. He had to switch fields. It was a bad weather situation. Great job, Kevin. NYU battling with Connecticut College. There was 1 yellow in the first half. We had alluded to that at the end of the half. That went against Nathan Bennett of NYU. And for NYU, that's their 29th yellow of the year. We told you that Mancuso, the goalkeeper, the regular goalkeeper for the team, had too many yellows, couldn't play yesterday. And once again, we see Vafiaitis out there today for NYU in goal, and here he is with it. Fans lined all around Freeman Field. An exciting atmosphere. A decent weather day, 50 degrees, light winds. It's comfortable. And it's a terrific soccer match. Shuma lost control. Back to the center circle. So both games yesterday went to overtime. One went to a shootout. The Violets winning in overtime against St. Joseph of Maine. The tying goal yesterday, Nicholas Suter very late in regulation. And then it was Arkan Tasseldaroglu with the game winner in overtime. First overtime yesterday. The memorable victory. The most epic game I've ever been involved in, according to the head coach of NYU, Kim Wyatt. NYU has it outside the box with Roverisa Ila, and that goes out. Coach Wyatt's philosophy, which she emphasized to me, compete, respect, elevate. And she mentioned, notice I didn't say winning, she said. I feel very strongly compete, respect, elevate is how she coaches and preaches to her team. And she's done a terrific job here. We told you currently the only female head coach of an NCAA men's soccer team. And I asked her about it. And she said, you know, she's in her 7th year here. She said now it's kind of old news. She did say it's a cool thing. I think she's proud of the achievement and all that she's accomplished. Jirjai for Connecticut College. She tries, as she said, to present herself in the most positive light. She said it's so normal what she's doing that no one ever questions her. And she says it doesn't matter about gender. It matters about leadership abilities. And once again, she's a very accomplished coach. The former head coach, as we have a foul. Former women's head coach at Florida Atlantic and Dowling. She's the GM and head coach of the Brooklyn City FC women's first team. Very accomplished and has done so much in soccer. Former goaltender, so she knows a lot about goalkeeping. This will be free kick NYU. This is Connor Reynolds, the sophomore from Farmington, Connecticut. Went to the Avon Old Farm School. That's sent deep towards Maidenberg. Maidenberg, very good at reading those free kicks and coming up and being aggressive. From South Orange, New Jersey. Played in... has played in 17 games this season, 16 starts, 0.66 goals against average. Camels have it in the NYU half of the field. Now they send it back towards Maidenberg. Charging after it, Bryce Lexo for the Violets. This is Jonas chasing it on the left side. Jonas, good move. Another good move. Sends it over to Jirjai. Those two work very well together. Jirjai up the touchline. Centered. Jonas, left of the box. Excellent slide tackle by Meeks. We've talked about Meeks today. And that time the Camels had something working, but it is Violet's possession. We've played almost 8 minutes of this second half, no score. The Camels outshot NYU 10-2 in the first half. NYU put up 27 shots yesterday. But the Camels, we talked about it in the they're technically sound. Just a technically sound team. They don't score a lot of goals, the Camels, but they're physical and well coached and defensive minded. And I think the later this game gets scoreless, the more physical it's going to get. A trip up the bracket with a win. Shuma, top of the box to Girjai. Keeps it active. Nice move to his right, but no one there. Vafiaitis flings it upfield. Back is Meeks. Challenging Doyle for the Camels. Shuma sends it back. They reorganize. Collision, and it's starting to get physical. Here come the Camels advancing it. Girjai in the middle. Girjai double team shoots. That's blocked at the top of the box and cleared by Roverosa Ila. And now after it is Tassel Daraglu. But Maidenberg gets to it. This will be a throw-in, Comas Sanchez for the Violets. Sophomore who has a goal this year. And now taking the throw-in will be Meeks, the senior. That's Comas Sanchez battling on the far side against Doyle of the Camels. Checking in for the Camels is Creus. And Girjai is going to get a rest. And again, he came back from injury recently. NESCAC Player of the Year. He gets a lot of game winners. And he has scored late in games. Camels advancing. That was a good play defensively by Trask of NYU. Looked like they were able to spring Jonas before he knocked it out. That is Jonas taking the throw-in. Great move, Jonas up the goal line. But that's knocked out. Getting in front of it was Boyd of NYU. But that'll result in a corner. We only had 2 corners in the first half. They were both for the Camels. Third corner of the game, Rai Duran, who has 5 goals and 4 assists. Now he takes the cross in there. Loose. Cleared. And Kalesoglu knocked down in the 6th. Off that set piece. Duran sent it in. And the Camels' best chance of the second half. They've had the best chances in the game. Vafiaitis made an absolutely brilliant save in the first half on a strike by Cerezo of the Camels to keep the game scoreless. We talked about Scafone's attempt with a wide open left side of the goal. And now this play off the corner in this half, but really the chances have not been plentiful for goals in the game. Camels have dominated field position and taken the most shots. Horvath Diano crosses it. Little in between, but coming up for it was Vafiaitis taking charge in the box. 32-20 left second half, no score. Jonas intercepts. Gets around the challenge by Suter, but Suter takes it back and sends it up for Tassel Daraglu. Up the right side, Kalesoglu. The battle of the glues. GLU with Kalesa glue on the back side of the name, and for Archon, GLU. Shuma takeaway. Slips it ahead. Here come the Camels. Scafone had it blocked. Every time the Camels get close to the box, this place starts to get louder. Cleared by Vovarosa Ila. Now on the near side, Horvath Diana. Up the goal, touchline, I should say. Knocked to the ground by Trask. And that is going to be a free kick for sure. Let's see if a yellow comes out there. I don't see one, but that was pretty aggressive. So this is Alessandro Horvath Diana from New Haven. Now joining him, Rai Duran, who sent that shot pass into the 6 area a couple of minutes ago. That was a close opportunity for the Camels. We'll see who takes the shot here or whether it's a pass. They passed it to Duran last time. Now Duran shoots it in there. Header, score! Camels! Shuma! 30-35 on the clock in the second half. They've dominated the shot tries and the attempts, and the Camels take the lead off that free kick. 1-0. Shuma, the senior from Zimbabwe. One 0 Camels. All right, here come the Camels looking for another goal. Wow. Creus had it knocked away by Trask. The senior scoring for the Camels, MT Shuma.
Connecticut College goal scorer number 9, MT Shuma.
Now the Camels have a corner leading 1-0. Looking for goal number 2. So the Camels have their first goal of the NCAAs. But they have a shootout victory, and now they have a lead. So, again, there's Shuma. In space. Shuma. Very aggressive. MT Shuma. His 3rd goal of the year.
And also credit the assist on that goal to number 8, Rai Duran.
Duran will get an assist on the Shuma goal. And, again, that was off that free kick. He took the kick. And on the far side, it's Horvath Diano. Earlier in the year, that just missed. Once again, off that corner try. And Shuma once again involved. I was going to say, he had 2 goals against Bates on the 2nd game of the year. The first win of the season for the Camels. It was a 5-1 win. And he had not scored since the 2nd game of the year. All right, the Violets are down 1. Remember, they were down yesterday and came back to win an amazing game. So they have shown resiliency. That's a major collision. Shuma with Boyd of NYU, and they called that. Let's see who that yellow comes out. And that's on Shuma. So Shuma gets the yellow. And free kick for NYU. They were down 2-0 yesterday. And on this field, they scored a goal to make it 2-1, and then they added 2 goals on the other field to win the game yesterday. We're not going to another field today. NYU in the Connecticut College half of the field, they're down a goal. They have struggled to put shots on goal today. A great defensive performance to this point by the Camels. And again, a lot of that created by their offensive pressure, field position, possessing the ball, keeping it in the NYU half of the field. So we'll see if this possibly tired Violets team can stage a comeback and get some shots towards the goal. Comes into the box. The Camels have just been very good on the back end. Boyd centers it. Jonas being chased by Reynolds. Kalesoglu up to Jonas. First team All-NESCAC this year. On the left side, Horvathiano. Horvathiano had it knocked out. Again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Pacific Lutheran Redlands game later today. Looking to advance to the third round. And right now the Camels have a 1-0 lead. And we have a player down. We'll take a momentary break, and we'll be back in a few moments. All right, the player, Pablo Vargas, is walking off under his own power. While we have this momentary pause, let me give you some games involving NESCAC teams in the tournament. They beat New England College this weekend. Amherst beat Rosemont. They'll play Babson, or actually they're in action with Babson right now. Middlebury beat Oneonta. They're going to play Franklin and Marshall a little later. So again, Tufts and Amherst have won. Middlebury has won as well, and they're involved in second round action today. We'll give you UAA teams in the tournament when we get a chance. I had mentioned that earlier. Hadn't gotten the scores in or in the games, but Camels now send it to the middle of the box, working with Scafone. Now the shot from up high goes high by Duran. Washington and Missouri defeated Wisconsin Superior 1-0, the third-ranked team in the country out of the UAA, Washington and Missouri. Chicago beat Webster 3-0. Emory won in PKs over Center. Rochester lost to Calvin. So there are some excellent teams in the UAA. Washington and Missouri, Chicago 13-5-1, Emory 9-3-5. Of course, the Violets 11-5-1. Brandeis is in the UAA. They actually won a national championship a long time ago, 1976. Rochester 9-4-4. They lost. The only team in the UAA to lose in the tournament thus far. But again, the national championship team defending is Tufts. Tufts has won the last two, 2019, 2018. Also winning in 2016 and 14 out of the NESCAC. Amherst 2015. Middlebury 2007, Williams 2005. The Camels have a team hoping to get far in the NCAAs this year. But right now they have a tough NYU team battling them. It's a 1-0 Camels lead. We're in the second half. This is the Camels end of the field. The Violets have just struggled to get shots. I don't know. I haven't seen the latest on the internet, but they only had 2 shots at halftime. They're going to have to maybe take some more chances offensively down a goal. Put more pressure on. But meanwhile, the Camels countering with Jonas. Scafone centers it. Chasing after it is Dylan Zane for the Camels. Now it comes to the near side, Horvathiano. Centering it for Creus. He goes to the opposite side. It's knocked back by the Violets. Doyle comes up. On the far side, Dylan Zane has a couple assists this year. Chasing after it is Bruce Doyle, the junior. Far side. That's knocked out. Getting in front of that was Evan Lewis. We mentioned the Violets had a 6-game winning streak during the season, but they ended the season 2-4. Of course, one of those wins was against Washington University. But the big win yesterday, Connecticut College losing in the NESCAC title game to Tufts. So both these teams at-large picks. The Camels finished first in the NESCAC in the regular season, and the Violets finished third in the UAA with a 4-3 record. Actually tied for second. Let me correct that. Tied for second with Chicago. Chicago defeated NYU this year 3-0. So they were the 2. But there was no conference championship in the UAA. Excellent academic schools, and they formed that conference with Washington and Missouri, Chicago, NYU, Emory, Brandeis, Rochester, Carnegie Mellon, Case Western. Kind of a unique conference in a lot of ways. Quality programs, quality schools. NYU out of New York City. Now towards Maidenberg. He leapt high for that one. Athletic play there. Jonas. Camels are preserving a 1-0 lead right now. They had a couple chances right after the goal. That's a takeaway by Lewis of NYU. Lexow. Tassel Daraglu. Out for Suter. Trask throw in. NYU has just had trouble organizing good shots, and that's a really nice play. Organizing upfield the Camels. A push. And that is whistled, and I think that was in the box. That's going to be a PK. The push by Connor Reynolds. And this is going to be a great chance for the Camels here. And let's see who takes it. It's going to be Jonas. NYU was in trouble. They couldn't get their defense back. And the Camels with Jonas. For the season, the Camels are 4 for 4 on PKs. Jonas has not taken a PK. Chance to go up 2 here. Fans behind the net, ready to jump high in the air here. Jonas. Two-0 Camels. The first team all NESCAC player, his 4th goal of the year. the junior. Camels now 5 for 5 on PKs. A very dramatic music selection for the goal. And the Camels, with 21:02 on the clock, lead 2-0.
Connecticut College goal on the penalty kick scored by number 25, Steve Jonas.
So, again, NYU down 2-0. They were down 2-0 yesterday and rallied to win. But they only have 21 minutes remaining to get 2 goals to force an overtime. And the Camels have not shown any weak links defensively today. The Camels, with that penalty kick, the second goal of the second half, that's Jonas on the near side. Okay, we're back. We've resumed here with the game showing 11:20 on the clock. And again, we apologize. We had some technical issues, but I believe we're back. And you haven't missed much. There's 11 minutes to go. Two goals for the Camels in the second half of this game. The Camels have put on a spectacular defensive performance today. A team that had 3 goals and 27 shots has been stifled by the Camels. That's Scafone on the right side. There's 10 minutes to go in the second half. Scafone. That's a takeaway by Vargas. And again, we welcome all of you viewers. Sorry we were gone for a few moments, but we're back now, and you'll be able to enjoy the rest of this performance by the Camels. They have dominated offensively and limited shots by the Violets. It has gotten cooler here in New London, but no sign of precipitation or lightning or anything like that. Crazy scene last night, but everybody pulled it together and got the game in. It was a tough situation for everybody, but it turned out to be a memorable finish. A heartbreaking loss for St. Joseph's of Maine, but a exhilarating win for NYU. And they get a free kick here trying to get back in the game. From the top of the box, the shot goes high by Talal Saeed. Ball goes down the hill, and they put a new ball in. Really very little pressure by NYU today. They score, as we have been giving you the number, 2.76 goals per game. They were number 1 in shots percentage in the UAA. Camels today have scored off a free kick and a penalty kick, which was how NYU gave up its goals yesterday. NYU is going to try and step it up here. But the Camels, Shuma with the takeaway. Now Jonas up the field, chasing after it. You've got Marvel. Marvel had the big shot in the shootout yesterday to clinch it. Still looking for his first goal of the year. What a play. Dukovic. Now Girjai, right side, slips it forward, but Jonas couldn't get to it. 7.5 left in regulation. NYU down 2 goals. Now it's Bennett on the right side. Looks to cross it. Camels not letting up defensively. Reading the play was Mendo. And NYU with the infraction, so it'll be Camels possession here. Under 7 to go in regulation. The winner plays Pacific Lutheran. Redlands winner. Girjai on the right side, shoots, save. A quick shot. And Vafiaitis, who had a brilliant save in the first half on the strike by Cerezo. He gave up 2 goals yesterday, has allowed 2 goals today. Shuma in space, Shuma to his right, gets up, to his left, shoots. Oh, a great save, Vafiaitis. But Shuma, what an effort there to get the shot off after falling to the turf. The grass, as it were. Now Jonas. Camels. Ball knocked back. Camels putting on a show right now. Leading by 2 goals. And again, they were able to break through and score. They were shut out in the NESCAC championship game by Tufts, and they did not score in regulation or the 2 overtimes against Salem State. Girjai! Let's see, it hit the bar, maybe. Does it count? Let's see if it's in. They continue. I don't believe that went in, according to the officials. Girjai does not agree. Girjai is questioning the official. I don't think the fans agree either. Hit the bar, but did it go in? No replay. So, where did it come down after it hit the bar is the question. So Girjai, the player of the year in the league, just missed scoring in the postseason here. Where did it come down? I guess they'll go back and they'll look, and we won't know until we do that. But there's under 5 to go. The Camels have been relentless here. They cross it. Shuma's looking for his second goal. We saw him just before that Girjai shot with a great play to almost score. It was a terrific save by Vafiaitis. So they'll get a corner here. 4:15 to go. The Camels have not let up, leading by 2, but they've been able to keep NYU away from the box while they've been doing all this. Great performance on both ends of the field today by the Camels. They outshot NYU 10-2 in the first half, and they've had a big shot differential in this half as well. So clock continues to go while they take their time on the far end of the field. Very enthusiastic Camel gathering. Here's Girjai. Girjai shoots, scores! "3-0 Camels. Icing on the cake. huge celebration. So the Camels leading 3-0. NYU down 3 now. Girjai on the far side. Ball goes out. Girjai's third goal for the Camels today. They've scored 3 in the second half. His first goal of the game, he was denied. When his shot hit the bar, came down, they said it didn't go in. But that did not deter him. He came back and scored nonetheless after hitting the bar previously. And there's 2.5 to go.
Connecticut College goal was scored by number 14, Augie Girjai.
The announcement on the Girjai goal. For him on the season, that's his 4th goal, 15th of his career. He had 9 goals in 2019. He had 2 goals in 2018. NYU, meanwhile, they tried to advance it, but the whistle stopped play as we have a player down. We only have 2:08 to go, and the player down is Girjai, who has been battling injury issues. Came back. He was hurt in the Trinity game, which was on October the 12th. And he was out for a while. Did not come back until the Tufts game in the NESCAC Championship. Played 63 minutes. Played yesterday. Has scored today. He just scored. This place got very quiet except for me at the moment. But he is walking off. NESCAC Player of the Year, Augie Girjai. He gets a low 5 from Coach Burke, and I think he's getting some hugs, so it looks like he's okay. And everybody here breathing a sigh of relief, as the Camels are most likely going to advance. They have a 3-goal lead with 2 minutes to go in regulation. So for NYU, they will never forget yesterday. A great victory for their program, a comeback win with 2 different fields involved, a long break in between, a late regulation goal, an overtime goal late in the first overtime. Just an amazing win, and one that head coach Kim Wyant and the NYU program will never forget. So this game will most likely end their season. They will finish 11-6-1. And again, this is a team that had been getting some votes in the top 25, but a solid season, getting to the second round of the NCAA out of a good conference. And for the Camels, who won the regular season with the best record, got the 1 seed, they were able to host the NESCAC tournament. 2 wins here at home against Salem State in a shootout, and now a dominating victory today. Goals by Shuma, the penalty kick goal by Jonas, the goal by Girjai, and the Camels will get a shutout. Sam Maidenberg wasn't really tested very much today. But for him, It'll be his 8th shutout of the year.
10, 9, 8.
8 seconds remaining in the game.
6, 5,
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This is a very happy Freeman Field
Gentlemen, your
here in New London. The final score, the Camels 3 and NYU 0.
Will advance to the third round and Sweet 16 of the
NYU advances to play the winner of Pacific Lutheran and Redlands. I'm Steve Vecchione for Kevin Lorea. Thank you for watching today on NSN. You've been watching the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Championship on NSN. Good afternoon from New London.